So we get things kicked off this weekend at a little estate sale. I go straight to the closet. There wasn't much at this sale. That's why I decided to speed things up and voiceover. I did get that really cool made in Hawaii 70s floral dress. And that was pretty cool pickup. A few like cardigans, sweaters, this cool little Christmas patchwork zip sweater, couple windbreaker, like vintage windbreaker tracksuits, top and bottoms. And that was mostly it. This cool little vest at the end too, but nothing crazy here.
27 plus tax.
29, 23.
All right.
$3, I think.
Throw this little thrift store find in here, $9.99 for these Realtree camo Carhartt pants. And then at the next thrift store I went to, I found these 3 awesome motorcycle pants, one of which is super crazy find, like absolutely crazy find. Wish I had more footage, like actually finding them, but didn't have my glasses on. So wanted to jump in here real quick and explain, this is one of the 3 pairs of pants that we found at the thrift store. And they are called Aero Stitch models 81 Gore-Tex. They were size 36. These are motorcycle riding pants. So at the time of recording this, it's only been 2 days since finding these pants, and they've already sold for $320. So $9 into $320. That was a really crazy find. So getting started on day 2 here. This was an estate sale again. Unfortunately, didn't really have video like finding the stuff here, and that's because when I pulled up to the sale, I was almost 25 minutes early, and they had already let in a couple friends of mine that I know. Like, I pulled up and see that they're out of their vehicles and the lights in the house are on. I'm like, oh boy, ran up there and they're like, yeah, we started, come on in. So I rushed in, forgot my glasses, but I went back, got the glasses for the checkout process. And I'm going to go over all this stuff I bought at this estate sale more in depth later. So if you just stick around for the recap, and you'll really be able to see everything I got. But this was just the checkout process here. And ended up, the total came out to exactly $50 here. So then here's the recap of that stuff. Still had to speed this up because I took way too long explaining it. But I grabbed that vintage keyboard, is new old stock. Those do really well. Vintage electronics in general can do really well if you take your time to look into them. That one in particular I had listed for $130. That little Sony radio was maybe like $25. Another little radio was like $25. Then we got a bunch of vintage colognes here. And unfortunately, I'm still learning how to use these glasses, so like I didn't realize that you really need to be like eye level, and so some of the stuff, the video is really poor, but I grabbed a bunch of vintage colognes there, little digital Lumix, like a battery digital camera. It's like a $25, $30 find. Just gave like $5 for that. I got this whole box right here full of sealed floppy disks, 2.5-inch floppy disks. In the entire box, they charged me $2 for the whole box, and there's like over 300 sealed new old stock floppy disks there. Floppy disks, I know how that sounded. Don't flame me. And anyways, those floppy disks was a really great find for $2, probably like $130 there. This was a sweet find. I found this DeWalt heated workwear jacket in there. That is a sweet find. Easy $100 on that. That was just a new old stock Walmart, like kind of knit, I don't even know, crochet purse, don't know what to call it. Cool vintage knit sweater here. And another vintage, that was a Canon SureShot. That's actually a really good camera. That's about $80 camera right there. And then there's a couple more colognes and stuff. So grabbed all that stuff at the state. Oh, this scrubbing bubbles thing right here, it's like a automatic shower cleaner. That was a really good find as well. Almost $70 comps on that. That's pretty crazy find. You wouldn't expect it. And then on the way home, we stopped at a few garage sales and don't really have footage from that, but that's what I'm going over here. That camera, I paid $1 for that camera, and that camera is maybe a $40, $50 camera. The guy at the garage sale gave me a bunch of 45 ammo that's like kind of musty. Then we stopped at another sale, grabbed those Carhartt overalls for just $5. it's a cool pickup anytime you can get it. That bass set also was like that was part of the estate sale for 50. And and this trash compactor right here, I did not want to buy it, but it's literally brand new open box. He never used it, and he was like, take it, $5. So I took it because it was $5, and that's like $100 right there. So overall, it was a pretty successful second day there. Picked up this garden gnome too, but that's just personal for my brother. Don't know why I even have a clip of that here, but you know, something. Okay, slightly in the future version of me here. I told y'all what my wife just came down here and I was asking her what these were worth and stuff. I told y'all like average 20. That was pretty much accurate. They're like 15 to 20. This one had sold once for $72, but then I looked up this one, the one I found. Yeah, I cooked her. And yeah, this is what we're looking at here. And this one is brand new. We're looking at like, I'm saying safely I'm getting 130, 140. Let's see. 75 sold. 57 listed. Yeah, more than 100% sell-through rate. New in the box. I've got it new in the box. Yeah. We're talking like 140 on this cologne alone. Paid $50 for everything. Big time hit right there, yeah. So anyways, catch y'all tomorrow. Moving on to day 3, we got things started off actually somewhere else, but the footage was so super dark you couldn't really see anything. But we grabbed like 2 items at the first sale where it was really dark, and I'll go over those later in the video as well. So at this garage sale, it was just like a community sale for a school or a band or something. Nothing crazy here. Cool little LL Bean Todd Snyder collab t-shirt there, picked up for $1. It's probably a $30 shirt. Then at this booth I grabbed these Asics sneakers for just $2. I don't love to do sneakers, but for $2 you can't pass that up. It's probably $25-$30 on those sneakers if I had to guess. After that little community sale, we made our way over to this estate sale, which was a one-day estate sale. It was kind of a weird format. But anyways, I went straight to this tub of cameras that I saw in the pictures, and I was able to pick up like 4 pretty decent cameras. 3 really nice cameras, actually, and then 1 just kind of like, you know, just picked it up just because. This Olympus Stylus Epic right there, Epic Zoom, that's like a $125 camera. The Fujifilm was like a $70 camera, and then there was like a Canon Sure Shot, that one right there, I believe. Yeah, that one's like another $60-$70. And then I picked up the Panasonic camcorder, which that was the only one I kind of sort of, everything was a great deal, but the Panasonic camcorder was like, wouldn't have got that if I could go back, but you know, it all worked out. It all evened out. I paid $75 for all the cameras, and I'll pretty much double my money on just the Olympus Stylus. Then over here, they had a bunch of clothes, and I found the really nice Drew House sweaters you're seeing right now, and then like 3 pairs of Lululemon pants, and we got like seven pairs of Lululemon shorts, and you'll see here in a minute, for all of the Lululemon shorts and the pants, it was only, that's where he's adding it up right here, it ended up being that it was only $50 for all of the clothes. And I also got a really nice car stereo for a Toyota 4Runner at this same estate sale that I didn't have footage of. My glasses, I guess, turned off or something. But yeah, that Toyota 4Runner radio is a great deal. I'm also going to go over that more in depth here in a little bit, so you'll see that. But the lady's just adding it up here. I gave $75 for all the cameras, and then I gave $105 for the clothes and the car stereo together. Immediately following that sale, we were actually just done for the day and headed home, and we had a pretty good day, and we passed this huge sign off the highway that said estate sale. We hadn't seen it the day before, and it was like hand painted. Followed it, and it turns out this family had this crazy, it was like really just like a sort of a hoarder house in a way, but everything was just all over the place, big old mess, and they were just letting people come in and sort of dig. And anything you could find, it was just like anything you can find, put in a box, bring it up to them, and they were just throwing a price on it. So right there, I was digging in a closet and found some clothes. But then in this next closet, I found this crazy awesome find that you're about to see here. This is a 1917 Lithgow bayonet, and I'm going to cover it a little bit more later. I don't know, I'm kind of cheap, so I don't... Okay, that works. Let's see here. I don't know if I have 10 to break it. Let's just do 60. 60's fair, that's fine. Okay, quick recap for Saturday. This is everything we grabbed here today. I'm going to try and fly through this stuff because it was a lot of stuff. But at one estate sale, we managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of Lululemon shorts. The Drew House sweater. This is definitely a real Drew House sweater. That's the real deal right there. Just this little Magellan cool vintage sweater, and then 3 pairs of Lulu pants, and we grabbed all of the clothes for $50, which is a killer deal because just the Drew House sweater alone is about $50, and then you have all the Lulu shorts and pants. So I'd say another, oh, it's rough for me to gauge off the top of my head, probably another $150, $200 in value there. You're looking at like $250, $300 in the clothes. Paid $50 there. This was one of the best finds of the day. They had 100 on this. Asked if he'd take 50. He had no problem with it. That's going to go minimum $200 for me, but I saw some go as high as $400. Fujifilm, this is sweet. I'm always looking for cameras all the time. This is a good $70, $75. This is about $100 to $150, just depends. This was kind of a bad buy, but I was shooting from the hip and didn't really realize it was JVC. But this is about a $50, $60 camcorder, so not really worth it, but still. This is like another $50 to $80, depending. So I'd say, you know, all in all, you're looking at like roughly at least safely $500 in electronics. Another $250 in clothes, $750. We spent $180 in total for everything there. Moving on, and the first thing in the morning we stopped at the sale, which I don't even think I have video from. It was so dark. It was super dark early. Grabbed this Sony speaker. That was pretty sweet. $10. It's got like some ink spilled on it or something, but works perfectly. We already tested it. And this is like, even with this, easy $60, $70. Puffer, $5.50. That was a sweet find. My wife grabbed that, $5. This is going to be $50 all day long, even the kid size. Then we stopped at another garage sale after that one. I have a little bit of footage from there. Maybe I have this on tape, I don't know. But these Asics, $2. Easy, I don't know, $25 on those. This ink, $5. That was a killer find. This should be at least $40. Todd Snyder LL Bean collab t-shirt. That's pretty sweet. Probably $25 there. These taillights, again, shooting in the dark, gave her $10. They're probably like $40. Wouldn't do that again. But hey, you know, still something. $5 on the Blu-ray player, and it was complete with the remote, so we picked that up. That's like $30, $35. Easy to ship, easy to sell. Then we had stopped at a garage show, which I have no footage of, but just 5, you know, cheap GameCube games. 50 cents. He gave me all 5 of us for $2. The Looky Technology, this was going for like $40 all day long. It had 5 on it. That's just an easy pickup, easy flip. This is genuine, you know, marked by Marc Jacobs, so I had to scoop that one up. For $5, you know, I think at least $30, but could be more. Moving on down the line, this was the last, we were headed home, saw a big old sign for estate sale, ended up being debatably the best sale. It's about tied with the other estate sale, but definitely the cheapest sale that we went to. So we'll go over that now. So at this estate sale, I got my favorite item of the day. But I wanted to show all those clothes. I picked up all those clothes and that VCR at this estate sale. And all that stuff is going straight to back to Goodwill. That's going to be donated immediately. And I just got it. And that's just a little insider tip. If you are at a sale where they're pricing on the fly and it's just like nothing's pricing, it's just, hey, build a pile and we'll sell it to you, it can be to your benefit to grab stuff that is not high quality, because you get the stuff that's good that you know you can sell, and you get stuff that's just kind of, you have no idea or you don't think it's good. You mix it all together and it makes them more comfortable selling. When you just come with one specific good item, like say I came with just this item we're going to get to in a minute, and I hand them that, I might pay the same price for everything that I would for that one item, because they've like, oh, you've really specified this one item, and it gets them thinking, oh, why does he want this one item? This one item must be really good, whatever. And then they want to look it up. Then now you're paying, you know. So, pro tip, get a bunch of junk together, bring it all up. Usually you're going to get a better price. Sometimes you'll pay less for all of it than you would if you had just got the one thing. So at that sale, got this really nice rabbit fur, genuine rabbit fur coat, and it had the hood, which I really liked. That was cool. That you don't see that too often. Though it says yeah, I mean, they didn't even spell Japan right here, but you've got different countries of origin, but no like serious maker in here. So without like a well-known maker attached to this, this is probably a $50 coat, to be honest. And I'm, you know, I might be overshooting it even at that, just because there's no maker attached to it. But still really cool, really nice, fun. Pashmina scarf. Had never heard of it, but went with my gut. It's made in Italy, really nice. This is like 25 bucks. Super nice men's leather jacket. Didn't care about the brand at all. Just saw the quality of the jacket, knew it was good. This is going for like maybe 60. Little women's leather, vintage leather jacket, suede, you know, that was like maybe 30, that's probably $30, $25, $30. You got a little vintage sweater, some shorts, another vintage sweater, another cool Dockers vintage sweater, the old Walls blizzard proof down puffer vest, another sweater, vintage Arnold Palmer jacket. Nothing crazy here. I'd say this whole bin of clothes, I'd estimate at, you know, a safe 150 bucks for the whole bin. I wouldn't say this is anything crazy. Moving down, we got this VCR. Grabbed that because it had the remote with it like that. As long as this works, assuming it works, that's 50 bucks. Old Office Business, 20 bucks, 15, 20 bucks. Same thing for this, maybe 15 bucks. The Kilgore, this is just cool. That's probably 10, 15 bucks. You were looking at like 25, 30 on the smoke and fire alarm. Smoke and fire alarms can be really good. Always keep an eye out for those. Panasonic radio, I'd throw 25 bucks on that. That's nothing crazy. The Legos, that's a personal. Maybe I'll build that at the end of this video. That's personal. My wife knows I love Legos. She found that. Letdown keys. Never heard of them, but this estate sale was loaded with clock stuff, clock mechanisms, clocks, just everywhere. Clock. And the guy worked on them, fixed them, clearly restored them, maybe built his own. And so anyways, this is some sort of tool concerning clock making. And you can see they're made in Germany. Good quality, but the four of them together, it's looking like probably at least $40 to $50 for these four. So that's a nice find. My wife grabbed this little Teletubby wood puzzle that was like $15, $20. This is just for the personal mattress protector, pillow covers. Nice Black & Decker lithium and the charger. This will go for like 25 bucks. A green, look like a military surplus, like wool blanket. Have no idea what this is worth, but that's probably just personal. Grab that because you can always use that. And then here is the two craziest finds of that sale. This is apparently a very, very nice quality hat here. It's made by Borsalino. Hopefully I'm not butchering that name. Made in Italy, like fedora style hat. You can see it's in, I mean, it's barely worn. This is in mint, excellent condition. I could not believe this hat. This sale had already been going on for an entire day, which obviously it was a huge mess in there and stuff's just getting thrown around, so I could see stuff being missed. But this was in the living room on a table and like right there, right on top, and I could not believe that nobody had picked this up. Just seeing the quality of it. I had never heard of this, didn't know. I didn't look it up. I just, I went with the gut on this one. I'm like, that is made in Italy, vintage, really nice quality fedora. Yeah, we're going to grab that unless the price is insane. So just threw that in the bundle, and it worked out. This hat, I looked this hat up already. This is, I think for me, safe, easy $100, but I saw some going as high as $400 or $500. I don't think that we have that here. Those were like limited edition or whatever, but still, $100 hat here all day long. Pretty sweet find. I was really happy with that because it just was a gut shot. But then my favorite find of the day, absolutely sick to find. I haven't fully researched this yet, but 1917 Lithgow bayonet, and that is just sweet to find. Love that. Probably not even going to sell this. I just think it's too cool. But from what I did a quick search, I have not looked this up enough. Maybe I'll throw like a comp up on the screen if I can find something like really specific to it after some more research. But this is safe. It looked like safe all day long, like $200. I feel like I'm not exaggerating at that. But some of them were much more. So technically, like, this car radio is probably worth more than this, but this is just way too cool. And ended up paying for all of that, this estate sale, the 2 buckets full of stuff. I just bring up the boxes full of stuff, and the guy's $50 for everything. I ended up giving him 60 because I didn't have change, and 60's more than fair, obviously, on all this. But yeah, this was killer. Love this. It was a great day overall.